Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this briefing about the Singapore Computer Society Enterprise Architecture Awards 2021. Okay, so this is the first EA Awards that Computer Society is running. And let me just introduce to you about who we are, as well as about the program in more detail. So about SCS EA chapters, and hopefully most of you are already a member. If not, then please do sign up and also join our chapters. So our objective is to accelerate, of course, the EA adoptions as part of our digital culture. Later, I will share with you in the next couple of slides on the point of view from Gartner about what EA so-called roles in driving digital transformation. Yeah, because I think as we are all moving towards a digital enterprise, digital nation, so enterprise architecture is one of the vehicle for us to achieve our goal. And of course, secondly, we want to equip all our members with the practical EA knowledge. Later, I will share with you of all the program that we have run, as well as the program that we are going to run. Okay, so like this EA Awards also is one of the awareness, especially to send the message to the industry that there's an recognition, there's an award that so-called society recognize for those architects practitioners in continuous driving digital transformation and reformation. Then the next one, of course, we want to align with our government mission and how to increase the local EA talents. Okay, so enterprise architecture job, I think if some of you have ever Google and find that not necessarily the title architects, but even like the project manager, even like the system engineer, even like the director, etc., they need to have some sort of the architect's skill set or architect's experience. Yeah. In sum up, I think since last year, actually since the beginning of the last year, even during pandemic, actually when I Google the job of enterprise architect in the job street and etc., and various job search in Singapore, at least there are about 5,000 or more the jobs that require. One of the requirement is that you need to have some sort of the architecture knowledge, skill set, and requirement. Okay, so the demand is there, right? And of course, for some of us who are fortunate enough in our work, our employer recognize us, our so-called organization recognize us and give us the title of architects, right? Be it a business architect, data architect, software architect, infrastructure architect, or solution architect. So basically, the job of architects are in the exponential demand, not only in Singapore but across the globe. Because I have a lot of requests, for an organization, right? Be it a private or enterprise or a government, they are looking to hire architects. So this is something that we need to churn out and also produce more architects locally. And of course, in terms of the society itself, is supported by a membership. So I think we also contributed around, not much. I mean, SCS itself got about 30 over 1,000 members, but we are just at the 668, right? Hopefully by year end, we can achieve 1,000 architect members. Okay, so I look forward for those of you who are not members to join our SCS and also our chapters. So these are the committee members. Yeah, some of them are, of course, in this room. Yeah, so basically, I was a president, but I was a chairman before that. We are running the special interest group on the EA. So now we grow into a chapters. Yeah, so we have the vice president, Peter Shuching, of course, the secretary, advisor, committee members, and also co-opted members. You can see here we have a so-called good flavors, right? If you eat the the ice kacang is the perfect blend, right? You get all the view from the financial, from healthcare, from investment, from the ministry, from the vendor, from aviation, from the academic, etc. So we blend our team. I think is quite nicely blended in terms of the flavor of the experience and also the application of architects. Yeah, so hope you can join our team if you are not. Yeah, and these are some of the activity that we are planning for this year. Okay, so I think we have run in January. In terms of the multi-speed operating model with ITIL, we also launched our SCS Awards, actually 11th of March, still this month. And of course, the 19th of March, we also run the so-called AGM, and as well as the webinar, okay, in terms of the business outcome-driven enterprise architecture from the healthcare point of view. Okay, so I think we have Peter to share about how his the EA impact to the business and also to the nation in terms of handling the COVID-19 and etc. So I think this is something a very good insight. So if those of you who missed the so-called the event, you can access our webinar recorded. Even this webinar also is recorded and will be posted at the portal site. And of course, today we are at the 30th March, so this is a EA Awards briefing. So hopefully every one of you are getting ready and excited to start preparing for submission. Then of course, in the 20th of May, we are going to run the EA Virtual Symposium. This is where we are going to have a collaboration this time around, because I think the architects momentum, not only in Singapore, but in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, Indonesia, so respective computer society, they also have respective chapters. So we are going to collaborate. Yeah? So this is something very, very exciting. Then we also in the June, August, October, we are running various seminars. And of course, now the speakers are still open. So those of you who feel or you think that you have enough experience, you want to become a speaker, please contact me directly or contact any of us, and then we will try to slot in your session, right? Because we can also add on more session. And on the 18th November, as you can see at the right hand side, the bottom, there will be our annual conference, and finger crossed, hopefully we can run physical conference by then. And of course, by then, I think all of us will be vaccinated. So I think we should be able to run, hopefully, but we do not know yet. And also we are going to have our EA Awards ceremony, okay, on the 18th November. So you can mark your date there. And of course, in this point in time, we just plan, and hopefully no third wave or fourth wave of the COVID, then we can run the event accordingly. Right, so let me just share with you a couple of the Gartner slide to put into a context, because people might be asking, why do you run the so-called EA Awards? Is there such a demand, etc.? Is it only in Singapore, etc.? So let me just give you a perspective from 2013. Okay, so 2013 is where so-called digital enterprise architecture name getting the ground. Okay, but if you can see here on the graph, back on the left-hand side, on the 1987. Yeah, 1987 is where I guess the industry called enterprise architecture. That was where John Zechman so-called introduced the view and the point of view, like a 6L, right? Basically, if you're talking about the data, you have to know who are your key stakeholders. Different stakeholders translate or absorb the so-called the meaning of the data differently. So you need to know who you are talking with. That was in 1987. Then after that, of course, they got the Department of Defense. They use architecture for information, right? So from then on until year 2000, the adoption of EA at the accelerator graph, right? You can see on the left. Then on the 2002, I think is where TOGAP so introducing the EA framework. Then is the free fall. Okay, so that means 2012 was the lowest so-called EA adoption, because I think many of the architecture are too like a hype, right? It's non-practical, and most of them are in the static document and etc. So people are abandoning it because they said it's very expensive to set up and doesn't give me anything. That's why in the 2012, Gartner at the lowest point on the enterprise architecture journey, Gartner basically put the EA as the business outcome driven, cannot be technology outcome driven. Because today many of the architecture are pretty much IT. When you say that I need to talk to the architect, they say, oh, my senior technical guy are not around, so I cannot talk to you. But actually, as an architect, we need to know business well, right? That's why Gartner at the 2012 declare as the business outcome driven. That's very, very important. Then of course 2013, the name and the branding of the digital EA is, I think, is adopted. And of course, all the way I will share with you the journey. Yeah. Then of course in 2014, Gartner basically make a so-called prediction about 10 years prediction. If you see here the date dated 7 October 2014, so Gartner already see that our enterprises, because of the internet, right? everything is interconnected and intra-connected. So we need to be able to see our organization from inside out, right? Basically from the inside, we need to see what is our customer doing, our partner doing, and outside in. We also need to know what are our partner, our customer looking at us, right? And of course, outside out, how they are partnering with other people. So this is something that are quite complex in terms of understanding this. That's why enterprise architecture, the digital enterprise architecture playing a critical role. How we can map this nicely? Is something like, I would say, the GPS. In the past, we never thought that the GPS can be helpful. We thought that we have a street directory in the car enough. But now we don't need a street directory, the static map. We need a so-called a digital map, so that we can be handy. And even you travel to the country, say Japan, you cannot speak Japanese, you don't need to ask people about the direction or restaurant or how to go. Just turn on, the most important, you have the Wi-Fi, you turn on your phone and you ask the Google of anything about how to go back to your hotel, how to find the food, etc. They direct you nicely. So this is what happened, that by 2025, Gartner predicted that enterprise will become so-called enterprise architecture become the ecosystem of the enterprise, be it the extended and internal. But I think with the COVID-19 push, that 2025 is this year. So this is what 2014 Gartner look at the entire ecosystem of our enterprise. Is faster than their prediction, because their top is 10 years, but actually it's less than 6 years. It has happened because of the COVID-19. And this is also something that in our EA Awards, as you can see, there will be the category of digital transformation. Of course, this is one of the motivation, is that Gartner in 2016 mentioned about the EA as the gateway for digital transformation. So gateway means without the gateway, we cannot enter to the so-called complex, or we cannot enter the so-called the building or the city or etc. So gateway is very, very important. So this is something that critical, because we need to know that digital transformation effort is huge. And of course, the map just now that Gartner presented real today. So we need to some sort of the mechanism to help us in doing the digital transformation successfully. And of course, one of the way is using enterprise architecture. And this is something interesting about 2019. So Gartner made a prediction that the EA role in 2019, if you see on the right-hand side, is actually EA becoming the internal management consultancy. I think for those of you who already work at the senior level, typically you will engage once a year or twice a year with the with the management consultancy team or company to define your strategy, your mission, vision, and etc. But actually, if you have the full-blown enterprise architecture, which is the function that we are doing, we can help our senior management or board director in terms of giving them the overview, right, about the impact, about the vision, about the strategy, validation, and etc. So Gartner made prediction 2 years ago about EA involved into an internal management consultancy. Okay, and I've seen some of the organization has already successfully embracing into this. And the next one, of course, in 2020, right? So in 2020, last year, Gartner made a prediction that EA enable intelligent organization. We know the word intelligent actually like smart device, smart car. Even now, I heard of smart curtain, and everything become a smart, like smartphone, etc. Right? So smart is one thing, but the enterprise architecture make an organization to be intelligent, because it can communicate, or it can show the impact on the particular decision. And also you can do a lot of things now with the enterprise architecture with the digital EA platform, compare say to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, very, very limited. If you are in the 2012-13, a very, very limited tool that can perform what we are seeing today. So enable us to be an intelligent organization. This is some sort of motivation for us. And I think this year, Gartner also make a prediction on the enterprise architecture. We can help to have a composable organization. Composable organization means loosely coupling. Loosely coupling means one department can run by itself, right? But they know the dependency among themselves. So this is something that are very, very critical as today, I think, due to the pandemic and etc. So enterprise architecture allow us to compose the so-called organization. If you have a so-called technical background in the software world, we call it refactoring, right? And you understand the word refactoring? Refactoring means instead of tightly coupling, we make it loosely coupling. So the Gartner predict 2021 on enterprise architecture is that with the EA, proper EA setup, you can decompose your organization, right? So it's much more powerful than you know, of course, a intelligent organization, and you become a management consultancy. Now you can compose and decompose as well the organization. This is was something very, very enlightening for us to pursue so-called enterprise architecture. Okay, so with that, I think I want to share with you on the EA Awards. So of course, the objective of this EA Awards is that we want to recognize those who are doing excellent in the EA establishment. Yeah. So, and also, of course, we want to showcase, because you know the issue about architect is that if architect doing a good job, nobody appreciate us, nobody recognize us. But when they got the problem in the organization, the first thing they ask, who is the architect in this company? Who is the architect in that department? Who is the architect in that project? So when the thing goes well, everything goes smoothly, nobody knows we exist. Okay, but when the thing goes wrong, they look for us. Okay, so I think this is where the EA Awards is, you know, to make us shine, right? To make us outstanding, to make us get recognized. Okay, we are so-called the hero behind the successful transformation in our organization. Yeah, of course, we also want to showcase the successful business outcome. What sort of business outcome that our team has delivered to the organization? And of course, to establish Singapore as the center of excellence for EA practice, because the EA practice, I think, pretty much alive. You can see the Gartner predict, right, in the last 5 years. Actually, if you subscribe to Gartner or you search the word enterprise architecture in the repository, they got thousands of it, right? So it's not that, and I think now it has emerged into a different kind of the architecture than those who knew or started EA 20 years ago. Right, in the year 2000 is totally or 2010 is totally different. Now it's more on the you know, agile and also connected and drive the transformation. Okay, so the eligibility basically is any company, yeah, that has a presence in Singapore. So your implementation could be happening in Europe, could be happening in your subsidiary, could be happening in the headquarter. But if you have the physical business registered in Singapore, you are eligible to apply. Okay, so because we want to expand the qualification. But of course, if you are a 100% foreign entity, and of course not allowed, because you need to show that you have the registered organization entity in Singapore. And we have two categories. The first one is digital transformation and innovation. How you have applied EA to drive the transformation and also drive innovation. The second one is customer centricity and service excellence. It's like the moment of life, or you're doing customer journey, or you're focusing on the improving your customer relationship, customer intimacy, or perhaps for the public sector about the citizen well-being, citizen good service, and etc. That's eligible to be in the second category. Of course, now you ask, can I submit into the next category? Well, this is the first year. We are limiting ourselves into two categories. And we know, of course, a couple of the EA awards that are run out there that have more than 10 categories, but we are limiting at 2 at this year, and then we will see how next year we can add more category, and we will develop from there. So the deadline for submission, I think we have about now is April, May, June, July. We have 4 months, right? 4 months, I think enough, about one term or one semester, yeah, for us to prepare what is needed to win the award. Okay, so they got the email there, and also they got the information website already went live 2 weeks ago. So in terms of the awards level, so they have achievement awards. So achievement awards basically is at the entry level. Then the next one is outstanding award, and the highest award at the level is excellent award. Okay, so basically they have a category. Of course, later I will share with you on how we do marking and the judging scoring. So we have the district level award, and on top of that, for every category, there will be EA of the Year award. So EA of the Year award is the best of the best, right? In terms of the so-called what they have achieved. Okay, so EA of the Year award will be going through the voting, right? So basically, we'll be picked from any of the award, and we'll be awarded EA of the Year award. Okay, something that are very, very astonishing, outstanding in terms of the achievement. So for the category number 1, right? So there will be 3 award for the digital transformation and innovation. There will be excellent award, outstanding award, and achievement award. And then for the category number 2, for customer centricity and service excellence, the same three level: Excellent Award, Outstanding Award, and Achievement Award. Then, of course, there will be, for each category, there will be a Singapore Computer Society Enterprise Architecture of the Year Award. Okay, so this is where I think quite exciting, because this is where there will be only two in the whole submission. Okay, so hope you all here, and then you listen to this and you got motivated, and you have 4 months to fill up the so-called prepare the submission. And I'm going to share with you what are so-called the thing that you need to submit. What are the content? Right. So in terms of judging criteria and assessment process, so the first one will be done by our ESCO team. Okay, SCSE chapters. Just now, the team members that you have seen on my big introduction slide. So we are going to filter and assess the submission. Okay. Then we have, of course, we have a so-called scoring sheet, right, in the Microsoft Excel. Right, it's automated. Basically, got the macro all. Right, so we are going to so-called assess your submission section by section. Okay, so there will be a so-called a section, and there will be the weightage for every section, and of course there will be a automated so-called computation for the so-called the total score. Then after that, we will submit to the Dr. Kwong Yok Wah and Mr. Ong Witek. I think these two are the prominent architects, and both has been the lecturer of enterprise architecture in National University of Singapore. Okay, if you check about their credibility, they are now, of course, Dr. Kwong, I think you can get her profile. Now she is one of the vice president for Singapore Computer Society, and also advisory for NTUC. Right, Mr. Ong Witek also has been running quite a number of high-profile portfolio in the technology area in Singapore and across the region. Yeah, and both have been teaching EA subject in the National University of Singapore. Okay, if those who doubt who are these two, okay, so if they can teach, they have credibility, right? So we have selected these two so-called independent panel of judges to approve at the first level. Okay, once we have passed the first level, we are going to send our nomination to the ISA Global. I think you heard about, about ISA is the largest, the IT professional association in the world, right? They got all the architects from all over the world. They are about coming to 20 years in the industry, right? So they also develop the body of knowledge, the certification, training, and etc. Okay, so we are going to pass our nomination to them to see whether they agree with our scoring. Okay, so we benchmark with the world independent team that they do not know what company in Singapore. Perhaps they just look at the submission and whether they agree or disagree with our scoring, our recommendation, and etc. Okay, once they have done that, then we go into our council. Okay, so our council, SCS council, I think you can see all their profile. So they will review the nomination. Then after that, they will agree on the categories of awardees, right? Whether this gun go to the what level of the awards. Yeah, so that will be the typical process. Submission and timeline. So the document submission limit up to 8,000 words, right? So 8,000 words, I think quite a lot, because in other submission, other EA awards, I know it's 5,000 words, and because I was also trying to fill it up, and I was struggling to cut many of the description. Okay, so this time around, we almost double up to 8,000 words. I think 8,000 words is more than enough. Okay, so you need to basically give the main document 8,000 words, and you can put appendixes or supporting document without limit. Okay, but don't give us 1 terabyte. We have no time to review. Just 8,000 words, and some of the backup submission that you want to attach, that one we don't include in the 8,000 words. Okay, so there will be a template, and I will be going through the template section by section after this, shortly after this. Then, of course, the highlight is that how EA has been applied to solve enterprise problem. This is very important, right? You know how EA can be a cure, or how EA have brought impact to the organization, especially the problem of enterprise. The problem of enterprise is not about network down or email down or server down, but the problem of enterprise is that how to increase the capability. What are so-called the topic discussion in the board of director meeting, in the senior management meeting, how EA can help to solve that. And of course, the second one is how the EA program has, of course, delivered a concrete business impact and benefit. That's very, very important. As I mentioned, that the enterprise architecture in the today context is very, very business centric, right? Because technology without delivering business value, consider no value at all. So we need to make sure that our architecture deliver the technology value that bring business maximum impact and benefit. So in terms of timeline, I think I mentioned just now we have a submission deadline, 30th July, right? I think we don't put the timing like 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock. It's okay. You can put it before midnight. It's okay. 30th July. Then we will call for presentation, right? For those who are shortlisted in between 21st and 30th September. So on the last 2 weeks of the September, we'll be calling and make a schedule for those being shortlisted to do the presentation, okay, to the panel of the judges at our ESCO level. Then winner announcement in the month of October, right? We haven't set the date, but it will be sometime in the month of October. Then, of course, award ceremony is about 18 November 2021, and hopefully that will be our physical event, not virtual event. I mean, the virtual event, we just call someone and then turn on the camera, and you hope things get better by then. Yeah. So this is the submission document section of so-called award, that the submission that you need to prepare. There are 6 sections. Yeah. The first one, of course, introduction, background, and context. We need to know what you are trying to submit. So you need to describe in terms of the business opportunity or problem at hand that EA addresses and how it relates to the organization business vision, mission, and strategy. Okay, remember just now when I mentioned about the Gartner predict in 2019 that EA need to be internal management consultancy, and internal management consultancy touching this point number 1, right? You're basically trying to fulfill or to realize what are your business vision, mission, and strategy. Okay, how did EA connect to it? Okay, make sure that you have that connection, because I can share with you the real story. This one actually happened for me sometimes years ago, that I delivered the presentation in the seminar, and one of the CIO of the bank tell me that interesting about your talk. Can you go and meet up with my architecture lead, okay, in the bank? So I said, okay, the CIO connect me. Then after I have my appointment with him, after about 5-10 minutes, I, doing ice breaking, I asked the first question, how your enterprise architecture realize or fulfill your business vision, mission, and strategy? You know what was his answer to me? He answered to me very politely and laughing, and he said that I asked the wrong person. I should ask the business, not him, because he said he's in charge of architecture. Now I know why. The CIO asked me to meet up with him, right? So this number 1 is basically to clear this misunderstanding so that we know your EA deliver or help to realize organization business vision, mission, and strategy. Second one, of course, EA need to describe the scope and the complexity of the problem. So what you're trying to resolve, right? Perhaps some of the business urgency, business expansion or merger, or perhaps you're going to launch a new product, or how the technology can help, okay? Or you want to build a more customer intimacy, and etc. Then the second section, basically how effective your EA practice and culture. So of course we want to know your standard, right? What sort of a framework that you have adopted, yeah? And of course how you are so-called selecting this particular framework or standard, and how that already bring impact to your practice, EA practice. Then secondly, in terms of the platform, right? Because impossible today you run enterprise architecture using Excel or Visio diagram. That one is very, very static. So we need to have the platform tools that how this so-called the rationale in terms of the selection and how they are being used. We also want to find out from there. Then of course, number 3 is about the EA being organized and governed in your organization, right? What is the structure? Who do you report to? And of course, list the criteria established, how they were used for collaboration and communication, how you have a so-called the touch point engagement of architects in your organization. And of course, how EA address the business problem, including the rationale behind the key decision. Now, this is something about how effective it is in your culture. Okay, so this is section number 2. And section number 3 about outcome and results. right? What sort of so-called deliverable that you have been doing? Because you cannot say, oh, my EA already 3 years and I deliver nothing, right? You'll be shut down maybe next month. So we need to show something tangible. We need to show something that we bring value to the organization. Okay. So describe how EA has contributed to the organization's success in realizing its strategy. Okay. Again, connecting back into the section 1, how that connect back to the organization mission, vision, and strategy. That is, I think, the key sweet spot that many architects out there, right, that they haven't done this. So this basically is an opportunity how we can show this. Then describe how the business stakeholders utilize information provided through EA artifacts to deliberate on decisions that require IT investment. So basically is that when you run the transformation, you basically knows that because architecture cover also the strategy, motivation of key stakeholders, and the business architecture. Okay, how the business architecture itself, business stakeholders, yeah, here number 3.2, look at the EA artifacts, and from there they understand. Oh, I now understand why I need to so-called run this transformation, because I need to change 20 processes. I need to connect my department to the other department that are now with, we don't have seamless integration. So how do we model that? Right? So how the EA itself is being utilized by the business. So to make it relevant and also value. Then from there, you can see that whether your investment are bringing in results to the business. So in the 3.3 is we are looking at the how EA now guides the organization business technology initiative and adoption. This is also aligned with what just now I earlier mentioned about the Gartner initiative in terms of the how EA itself drive the transformation, become a management consultancy to the board or senior management, and how EA itself make intelligent organization, and also how to decompose or compose an organization, right? So this is where an opportunity to showcase how this is achieved. Okay, section 4, in terms of the strong leadership and team commitment to EA practice. So we are looking at the stakeholders involvement in the EA practice, the roles, and how the EA team work with them, right? So basically, we see that who are the key stakeholders that are supporting you, right? Basically, you need to know someone that you are serving, and the person looking good, and helping you to achieve more. Okay, because I can see that the successful EA team typically become a so-called key to the very senior management team. Yeah. And then 4.2, we provide a stakeholder feedback on satisfaction on the outcome of this EA implementation. Perhaps here you can give a name and testimonial in your organization, right? Who are so-called the key stakeholders that has appreciated your effort, how the EA has contributed successfully in terms of the supporting the technology, the business in the organization. And of course, number 4.3, how were best practices and learning from the EA implementation propagated and socialized with the rest of the organization? So we are looking whether you have the culture of doing the town hall, right? Or, we call it brown bag, that, whether you have the change management, right? Some of the organization, of course, they put the banner, they put, some of the basically quiz or in the newsletter, how the EA itself so-called propagated across the organization. All right, section 5, in terms of the EA sustainability and innovation. Okay, so we look at the how does the organization plan to sustain, right? So now we are talking about moving forward from after you're submitting the award, right? How you continue the momentum and value delivery, because value delivery is very, very important, because if we are not valuable, we might not be able to sustain our team or our function. So we want to see how this part of your plan. And the next one is how does the organization view on the EA values and investment allocation to sustain the EA program. So basically, the EA, of course, require a commitment, require the budget from the organization. But typically, the budget for EA actually very little in terms of the value that the organization will reap the benefit of EA program, right? Basically, I would think it's like less than 1% of the investment required of the entire IT budget allocated for a year. Of course, I've come across to a couple of the organization that said, oops, we cannot, we have no budget for EA, but I tell them that you invest 1% of your IT budget, that 1% can protect your 99%. that currently you are spending, because currently what you are spending is totally basically is not within the architecture, right? It's the ad hoc type. So instead of that, you need to have a proper architecture. So we want to see how this can be sustained, right? All right. So the last section on the section 6, conclusion and supporting documentation, right? So this is something interesting. We want to ask your opinion after you prepare all the submission. Why should your organization EA program be recognized for this prestigious award? And what will this award mean to the organization and EA team, right? So this is something very, very decent about reflecting, right? Reflecting about who we are and why do we need to submit this and what are our motivation? Why should we win this, right? Compared to the rest. So this is something I think if you can see just now from section 1 to 5 to 6, right? We have thought through. I myself has experience in the EA awards in the last 4-5 years, right? So I know what it takes to submit this type of the so-called awards, and what sort of quality and benchmark that we are going to uphold, right? So I think you can see just now from the content is there, right? This is not just another awards, right? So I mean, hopefully everyone here are motivated to submit, right? And of course, we want to have more submission and more participation from the industry. The second one, of course, we can also submit artifacts, right? That we support the EA adoption and practices. So perhaps just now in one of the section 1 to 5, we couldn't find, you cannot submit this type of the others artifacts. So you can put it here in section 6.2, okay? In terms of the roadmap, meta model, your viewpoint, your development, maybe your the whole EA directory structure and etc. or governance. 6.3, include any other relevant supporting artifacts such as top management testimonial, newsletter, media, press release, banner, bunting, and video montage, right? This is very, very important because as architect, we are touching a lot of key stakeholders, right? Typically, we also want to do so-called awareness. We want to have the montage, video montage, and we have a newsletter and etc. Okay, so that is pretty much on the 6th section of submission document. Okay. And you have about 4 months to submit this. Nothing, plenty of time to prepare this. Okay, so I will do the FAQ. Then after that, I will do for open Q&A. Okay, open Q&A, basically you can type in, you can either speak directly or you can type in the chat box there. Okay, the first one, the Q&A FAQ. Do I need to do anything else besides filling out and submitting the nomination form? The answer is don't need, right? What you need to do is that you just filling up and submit the document section, okay? And of course, SCS will inform you should there be any additional information or supporting document for your information, okay? So not to worry if you are missing anything. When we review, we might ask you back to. We don't want to be so strict that if you don't submit, we fail you. So you still got a chance. Okay, when you look at it, this is not complete. We give you a second chance. We send you the email. We need this. Okay, can you rework on this submission? So you have a second life to be successful in your submission. The next one is that, is there a fee to submit a nomination for the SCS EA Awards? The answer is free of charge. Okay, so it's good news. And you don't need to worry, you don't need to ask for procurement or finance for approval to submit the money, the budget. It's free of charge. Can a Singapore registered company submit the nomination for the SCS EA Awards when EA is not implemented by the Singapore registered company? The answer is yes. As long as you have a legal entity in Singapore, even though your EA implementation could be in Holland or in US, you are okay to basically to submit this. As long as you have the link with the Singapore company, because we want to open up the opportunity. Because I understand that some of the team, their EA is in a headquarter in the US or in the Europe or in Australia or in Japan or in Korea. So here only the team, right? So they need to get their core EA team or their enterprise architecture office team in headquarter. So yes, you can submit that. So it is a good news. Can I get an extension of the submission deadline? The answer at the moment is no, because I think we are giving 4 months, right? So enough 4 months for the anyone to submit. I know some of the awards only given 1 month, right? So we got 4 months, and of course, don't take last minute. I mean, like, normal people are busy. So if the due date of 30th of July, so we just busy on the 25th of July over the weekend. No, you can see just now the amount of the section that need to fill up. You need to go through a lot of the information, the thought process. Okay, and you can also use this to engage your key stakeholders, your senior management. Okay, in terms of the in 4 months you can change things. So if a certain thing that you are not achieving there, you can do that in the next immediately tomorrow. Okay, you can start engaging the stakeholders. It's still not too late. Anything can be done. Okay, because this is where the guideline is, and you have at least about what the so-called the criteria to fill this. Okay, next one. Can a company submit more than one nomination for the award categories? The answer is yes. At this point in time, only 2 categories, so you can only submit 2. Okay, but you cannot submit the same case. It's not 2 different initiatives. Okay, so you can submit more than more than 2 categories. Of course, we know from the same company, but you can run multiple initiatives and you can submit 2. Okay. 1 category each based on the best. You cannot say, oh, my digital transformation, I got 10 initiative, Aaron, and then my customer centricity, I got 20 initiative. Can I submit 30? The answer is no. You only can submit 1 each per organization at this point in time. Can vendors or consultants submit nomination for their client? The answer is yes. But you need to be a company with the so-called authorization letter in the nomination form. How do I know if my submission is successful? Basically, you will receive confirmation email. Okay, so like you register for this event, right? You receive the confirmation that you have registered. So we will do that. How are the winners selected? I think I've described just now. So they also explain in the website. So they got 3 levels of the judging scoring. One is by the EXCO committee. Then after that, we are going to get endorsement from the industry thought leaders in Singapore. Then we pass it to the ISA Global. We want to benchmark with the international practice. Then come back to the SCS Council for the final decision, right? In terms of the winners. Will there be any follow-up article on the winner submission? So basically, of course, SCS will publish summary of the winner submission. Maybe a couple of paragraphs in the website. I think you can see like the other awards. So your organization will be published there. Your team will be published there. Okay, and this is very, very important, of course, today in the today context, right? Because how well or how good is your EA, right? What sort of achievement? You can send them the link to the SCS EA Awards website. That will be a lot of the rewards and satisfaction that we can gain together. All right, so is there a physical award ceremony? Of course, I mentioned 18 November 2021. So at the moment, the date is firm there. Okay, if any changes, we will let you know. Okay, but so far it's 18 November 2021. Okay, the next one is, can a company win the SCS EA Awards 2 years in a row? The answer is yes, but different category. Okay, you cannot submit the same category twice. Okay, if you say EA, year or EA, one of the best, 2021, then you submit 2022 again. You cannot recycle, basically. Put it that way. Okay, you can do on the different category, and hopefully by then we can introduce more category. We will be notified if our company submission doesn't win. So basically is that we will do, instead of we are telling them you are, unfortunately, or we regret that you are not selected, we don't do that. We only notify the winner. Okay. So basically is that if you don't receive anything, means nothing happened. Okay. Your submission doesn't go through into the shortlisted list. Okay. So that will be our stand. Because we don't want to convey something not too good news, isn't it? Better convey something good news. Okay, so this our stand. Okay, can I find out why our company didn't get selected for the awards? The answer is no. Okay, as and any other awards, we will not give you, or we will not entertain any debate, or you going to tell us 10 reasons why we cannot win this award. We can always tell you, try again next year. Okay. That will be the message. All right. With that, I think this is the last slide before we go for Q&A. Right. So this is basically about the EA Awards 2021 portal, and this information briefing today will be recorded and posted in our SCS EA Awards nomination for those, because sometimes this type of the so-called the awards is like maybe some people still do not know got such an award, right? Because our database is limited. Maybe by by next month, May, people suddenly forward this and forward that in social media, then people start looking into this stuff, so they don't miss this information that I have shared. Yeah, so they go to the website that you can visit. All right, so now I think we go for the Q&A session. Any comment or any information that you want to ask? I am now open for any Q&A. You can type in or you can speak up. I think, are they allowed to speak up? Otherwise, you can just type in. Okay, they have a question here, a couple of questions here. Let me just read out for you. USA headquarter company with Singapore registration can apply. The answer is yes. I have answered that. I think from Samir, Samir Roshan. Are there historical submission which can be leveraged to maintain the quality in the submission? This is our first year, our inaugural award, and we are looking forward to run this award for many years to come, because there are quite a number of the so-called credible out there, but like Forrester Open Group Awards, but we are looking now at the grooming our local so-called success or case study. Yeah. Is there a document for the set rules and criteria? Or I think I have described, and you can go to the SCS website and you can email. They got something. If you cannot find in the FAQ, right? There's the email you can. I think EA Awards at scs.org. That one will be sent to all of us, and we should be able to respond to you if you have any question. Okay. Any more question, etc., or something that you want to find out more? Okay. Any other question or comment? You are already downloaded the nomination form and ready to fill up starting today. All right, so if you don't have any more question, I think I can end the call, right? And then we will I will expect your nomination. Right, thank you so much for attending this afternoon session, and yep, thank you everyone. Okay, bye.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. Bye-bye.